Hello guys, welcome back onto the channel and into Forza Horizon 3. This time I'm gonna be doing a different challenge. I'm gonna call this challenge the 1 minute gap challenge, where I let whoever I'm racing against develop a full minute gap over me, and then I'm gonna try and catch up to him to at least finish the race within the time limit. I'm gonna start out here and I'm gonna pretend to make a mistake just so it doesn't look like I'm letting this guy stay ahead of me, because whenever you do that, people tend to leave the lobby. So I'm gonna be driving really slow and I'm gonna try to let this guy pretty much pull away over this first section of the track, and when he cannot see me anymore, I'm gonna be driving really slow. Let me make another mistake here just so it makes more believable. And yeah, he's out of sight, so I think it's just a matter of driving really slowly until he's away by a full minute. So I'm gonna speed up the video here, and once he crosses the full minute, I'm gonna go back to talking to you guys and to actually racing. Alright, so he has a full minute gap on me, 65 seconds. So I'm gonna be trying my best to reel him in and at least finishing within the time limit. I'm driving the BMW Z4, the GT version. This is one of my favorite cars in both Gran Turismo Sport and Forza Horizon 3. I don't know, but I really love this Z4, the GT version. And I think this guy made a mistake because we kind of shortened the gap by almost 10 seconds in no time, really. He's driving, I think, a 4GT, so he has better top end. It seems like he made another mistake. And yeah, he definitely made another mistake. I'm not pulling any punches. I'm driving my absolute best in this car to try to really reel him in and finish the race in time. And one thing that I absolutely love about this car is that this car is not the fastest S2 car class. It's quite the opposite. This car can feel pretty slow when you compare it to other cars in the same class. But there's one thing that this car definitely has the upper hand, and that's in the cornering speed and the cornering ability. You can take most corners in this car at a really high speed. Especially so when you compare with other cars in the same class, where in certain points of the track you actually need to brake, but in this one you can take flat out. Like this section here, I would have braked if it were any other car, but I took it completely flat out in this Z4. So we're 39 seconds away from him. I go a little bit too wide in here. I forgot that I had to let off the throttle just a little bit in order to take the corner properly, but that was fine because uh, it seems that he's making a lot of mistakes. We went from a 65 second gap all the way down to 26 second gap. So that was we managed to get close really quickly to him, and I think if we keep up the pace, we're gonna be able to uh, catch up to him, especially so when we reach the city section, the trickiest one in this track in particular. And I would assume that this guy has a little bit of trouble around the corners. And I don't know, we're just 15 seconds away from him. We're keeping a consistent pace on him. Looks like he made another mistake, or he's waiting for me. I don't know. Looks like he was waiting for me actually. Well, he was definitely waiting for me. But as I said, I'm not pulling any punches, so that was his choice. He doesn't know I'm running a challenge either, so that could have been a really nice. Oh crap! Oh crap! That wasn't intentional at all. But yeah, that was really nice of him. But for the purposes of this challenge, I'm not gonna wait for him. Let me take a quick look behind just to see if we're that far from him. And it looks like we developed uh, full 10 seconds gap. The game, that's one thing that I find really weird about Forza Horizon 3 is that when you're in a position that's not the lead, the game actually shows you the total gap that you have between you and whoever is ahead of you. But once you get up to the first place, the game actually stops showing the gap once you've crossed the 10-second threshold. So if you're not seeing the distant gap by your nickname on the top right corner, then it means you're over 10 seconds ahead of whoever is trying to catch up with you. Now we went from a 4 minute gap to a 10-second gap ahead. So I think we can try to see if we can finish the race before this guy does. And what I mean by that is whether or not we're gonna be able to pull away ahead enough so that his 30-second timer runs out before he actually crosses the finish line. Let's see if that's the case. I have no idea of how far ahead we are. As I said, we are at least over 10 seconds ahead of him, but how much exactly I'm never gonna know until I actually finish the race. We're about to, oh crap, I forgot about this. Yeah, this section here is really tricky. But yeah, we're out of the city and we're into the third and last section of the track, the beach section. It has a couple of deceiving corners, as I usually say about this track, but it's not as tricky as the city. Oh crap! I missed my checkpoint. That's gonna get this guy a couple seconds easily. It depends on how long the game takes to put me back on the track, and you can see it took quite a bit of time. But yeah, this guy is only 4 seconds behind us, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't know if this guy knows that we have the collisions off. Now, this is one of those interesting moments that I've mentioned many times before in the other challenge videos. Now we have a pretty exciting end of the race, and I overshot the corner just a little bit. But we have a pretty exciting end of race because of how things happen. This guy waited for me, I managed to overtake him, and then I make a mistake. I miss my checkpoint. The game takes a little bit too long to put me back on track, and that's gonna give this guy the extra couple seconds that he needed to catch up to me. And now he's leading the race by 2.8 seconds, which is not a lot in this car class. He makes a mistake on one of the most deceiving corners in this entire track. and I take up the lead, but I can't be too comfortable because at this point any mistake, even the tiny ones, is gonna cost me a lot of time, and and he's obviously gonna capitalize on that. I'm trying to go for my best driving in here, so any mistakes that I make are not intentional. They are uh, genuine accidents. Oh crap, that's this part makes me tense every time. The car tends to slide out quite a bit over that section. But thankfully I managed to keep the car under control and we're about to cross the finish line. This guy apparently made a mistake because he is behind by 9 seconds. And we crossed the finish line in first place. I don't know if that would happen if this guy hadn't waited for me over that section. I would I will go out on a limb and say that at least we would have finished within the time limit. At least I think I could guarantee that. But winning the race, I don't think that would be possible without this guy actually waiting for us at the checkpoint. But anyways, guys, that was a really fun race. Actually, that's been the most fun race ever since I started this sort of challenge series in Forza Horizon 3, and I hope that more of these happen more often as we go along with these videos. But anyways, if you had fun watching the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Forza Horizon 3 content, share the video with your friends and on your social media, helps me out a lot and I really appreciate the help. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the links are in the description down below or at the beginning of the video. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.